Bacon, no bacon, no bacon, no bacon,
Bacon, no bacon.
Podcast.
That is.
Good afternoon, Abdul Butt. Good afternoon, Bacon, no bacon listeners.
Good afternoon, Derek Sege, and thank you for everyone for tuning in to Bacon, No Bacon. We are brought to you by Comedy Here Often. Comedy Here Often.
Everything comedy in Canada. That's not their slogan, but whatever.
Hey, man, if we just stick to it, it might become their slogan. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we somehow make an imprint on this future
Get a
of the
writing
podcast
credit
world.
during the pandemic.
Yeah. How's it going, man?
It's good, man. Thank you. I did the Panderic 9 last night, the
Okay.
9th installment, so which was ended up being it's the 1 year anniversary. Technically, tomorrow, March 28th, 2020, was the first Panderic ever show, but I mean it's the 1 year anniversary weekend.
Okay.
Our friend Chico, our buddy Chico,
Yes.
up in Sudbury from King's
Sportswear.
he made me. It's in the sink now because I was using it as a beer cozy last night. But he made me like a travel mug that have like a beer cozy attachment to
Cool.
it and a little ice pack. And it's hashtag Panderic 1 year anniversary with the date and everything.
Oh, that's nice.
Super nice, yeah, very nice.
That's cool.
So thank you once again, Chico at King Sportswear in Sudbury, Ontario. You are so sweet.
Very nice, man.
And my cousin Stan, oh shit, I don't have it. I should show it on the podcast. But you've met my cousin Stan.
I met your cousin Stan. Good man.
He sent me a framed, like he called the Junos, asked them for the artwork that they're using for the whatever posters and website and that.
Yeah.
Like it says, like, you know, all fancy Photoshop kind of layout thing,
Yeah.
like with the Juno logo, Juno 50 and nominee, best comedy album of the year, Derek Seguin, you know, Panderic, First Wave, all the artwork done, and he got it all framed and he sent it to me.
That is cool, man.
So
a nice
nice,
guy.
yeah. Two presents in one day.
Look at
So
you.
nice. Yeah,
Feeling all loved and stuff.
it was. Yeah, I was feeling
It's
all
about
loved.
time. You're fucking lucky. I hope you're happy. Should be excited. People love you.
Yeah.
See, you don't need don't need those likes on YouTube. Those stupid clicks.
Or money. Who needs
Who
money?
needs money? That's about to be obsolete. No one needs money anymore.
I also, I don't know if I had already done this last week, but Reese's bedroom project is completely finished now.
Congratulations.
Totally finished. Thank you very much.
Round of applause, everybody,
Thank
for
you.
Derek Sege. He finished the bed.
There was one last addition that I did this week, so maybe it was already done last week, but this
Okay.
week I was noticing, because he's got the new room, right? So people go in there to visit all the time. You know, the girls are going to see baby in her bed, because
Yeah.
baby's under the foot of Reese's bed is like it's like a 4x3 bed doghouse or whatever.
Okay.
So, you know, to climb on his, you know what? I probably did it mostly for me because Andy and Jamie are still spry enough that they can use the corner of the bed frame to get up on the bed.
Right.
I fucking look like a
It's hard.
fat girl trying to get out of an in-ground pool, not on the ladder. You know what I mean? When trying
hard to get that
on his
leg
bed.
up.
Yeah, I can't do it. So I build a step in the corner
That's
of baby's bed, kind of hidden off to the side. There's like a 13-inch step now that you can get up onto his bed because it's fucking high. It's really
hilarious.
high. With the mattress on it, I think it's close to 4 feet high.
I like how you've managed to add a step to his bed, like you're putting features that are offered on the 2021 Ford F350.
yeah,
You need a step to get into the back of the truck, into the bed.
And
Derek
I
needs
actually put LED lights like on the undercarriage of all the shelving.
Cruise
and
control and fucking it self-parks itself at night. That's hilarious, man. I think I saw you one of the clips, and it's high. It's a high bed, and I think it goes
stuff.
like
It's close to 4 feet.
But isn't it higher than the? It looks like it's higher than the window. I saw it and I was like, you made it higher than the window.
With the mattress, yeah, the mattress covers about the bottom 7 inches of the window.
Be honest, was that like a thing that you were like afterwards? Did you go, fuck the window? Okay, you.
No, I knew I would have to.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the other thing too of taking the heater away from there. Like people were writing as they were following the project. They were like, the heater really should stay under the window. It's the best. The thermostat can pick up get the best heat. Whatever.
I think it dries out. There's something too about drying out the humidity from your window. I think that's what it
Yeah,
also does. Yeah, in the
but it
winter.
would have been totally blocked. I would have had to build the bed around the thing because that's the only place that the heater is in the middle of the room. The bed needs to be against that back wall. There's just no other options in the room. It's a small room. It's a 10 by 10 room.
That bed didn't come with a built-in heater in it?
No, but I did. I bought a new heater. It's smaller and it's more fuel efficient. It's not. We don't have a gas heater in his room. Just a diesel heater in his fucking bedroom.
The F350.
No, but it's more energy efficient,
Yeah.
right? Things made in 2021 are much more energy efficient than things made in 1976.
Yeah.
So, and I drug. People were saying, "Oh, you're not supposed to do that. The junction box is supposed to be 9 inches off the ground, and for in case of flooding." I'm like, dude, it's the top floor.
Yeah.
If there's flooding in Reese's room, that means there's fucking 35 feet and 65 other plugs that have been
Yeah, you got a hell of a problem.
flooded over
It's
before
funny.
it gets to Reese's
It's
room.
funny you said that. I just was on Twitter and I got one of those promoted ads again from the Canadian government, and this time they were promoting. They were like, how to get ready for flooding. Floods can start from the roof. And I was like, what? I think that's water damage, not floods. The flood, and then they tell you to check your eavesdrops and make sure that they're cleared because you can get flooded from. But I don't think that's flooding.
Right.
It must be some sort of translation issue. It was like a French guy that
I
wrote
do.
it.
Yeah, I think it's probably not flooding, but the water damage. I do have to get up and check that my eaves and things.
Yeah.
Because I had a huge ice buildup
Oh no.
right above the kitchen too. So I figured the roof
You got some
probably
insulation.
takes a lot of heat from the kitchen, right? So it melts the snow under and it creates
Yeah, but you
ice
should
there.
have your insulation should take care of that. No, it sounds like you have a insulation issue. You have air leaking through.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we've got that because we have that the guy before me install, which was part of the challenge in Reese's closet. It's like an air exchange.
Yeah.
Because there's no ductwork in my house.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So the air can get stale.
Yeah.
See? So he put this air exchange thing that allows like smell. It's great for like you cook and like fish even. By later that evening, it doesn't even smell like fish anymore.
Wow.
It really does well of taking the hot, smelly air and dispelling it out into the attic.
Okay.
Which then goes out through the soffits or whatever.
Well, I think that
but
might be a
because
bad
of the-
thing. Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, but it's a good feature. But this winter we had a weird winter, so it did create a buildup of ice. Plus, when I redid my roof a few years ago, I remember I did it myself.
Yeah.
I get like that. I'm so meticulous. I'm so fucking fastidious about every detail until I'm fucking until I'm fed up with the project, and I'm like, nah, fuck that. We don't need. Who cares about that? Just here. I'll just throw tar on this or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is like in Reese's room. What did I forget what? Oh yeah, the drawers. Finally, when I installed everything, lined everything up, I noticed that, Chris, I used the wall as my guide to put the drawer frame in.
Okay.
And turns out the wall is a little bit crooked, so my drawers kind of go in like that. I'm exaggerating there.
Yeah. A little bit.
But so they don't line up.
Right.
They don't line up perfect. But what I would have had to do is take the whole framing of the drawer part apart and then recalibrate it. And I'm like, you know what? This much off on the where the drawers. So when the drawers they're like that. They're not flush. See?
Yeah.
And at the end of the project, I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm putting another 2 days into that shit.
Yeah.
Screw it. So in the roof, when I did the roof, we had 2 little eaves troughs on the roof because the way my house is, it's called a split level house. So
Quit bragging.
Is that fancy? It's
Split level,
it's basically
ooh la la.
like 2 very small buildings smushed together.
Okay.
So it goes like you have a level here, and then a level here, and then a level here, and then a level here. So it's like 4 half levels.
Right.
Let's go. But what it make for on the outside is you have one roof like this, and then the other half of the house has a roof like this.
Yeah.
So there was 2 little eaves troughs there to catch the flow from this roof and dispel it into the middle so that it runs down evenly on the thing. And I was like, fuck that. Let it just drip onto the roof, whatever. So that too probably caused more water in that
Yeah.
one area than
Yeah.
normally would have been there had
Yeah,
I
so-
put the eaves trough back.
A little bit of a weird winter. Eh? I think the weather fluctuation is what's getting hard on
Yeah, and how fast it happened.
Yeah,
right? You'd have like a blizzard at -1.
Yeah.
See, and then the next day,
Yeah, it could be
like the next
freezing,
morning,
and it's
it's
warm
like yeah,
again.
the next morning it's like 0 + 1, so a little bit of meltage,
Yeah.
and then that overnight you're at -20.
Yeah.
So everything that was wet
Yeah.
now is fucking concrete
Block
ice.
of ice, yeah. It's definitely it's been a weird winter for the weather for sure. Getting
And the
changes.
nice weather came on us so fast too, right? Like we had
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
-15.
I feel like we're not
and then
gonna
2
get
days
it.
later, it was +20.
Yeah. And now it's kind of cool again. It's coldish, not bad. But yeah,
That
it
crazy
keeps-
thunderstorm too we had the other night.
Yeah, it's getting the weather's wild, man. It's like everything is just so wild. The canal is blocked.
Yeah,
The canal.
I don't know.
Everybody's worried about.
I'm getting all my info on that from like Twitter. I don't even know exactly what's happening. There's a boat stuck in the Suez Canal.
Yeah, boat stuck. Apparently, someone took a huge shit, like your Angela story, and then the fucking navigator was like, "Oh my god, turn around!" and he got stuck. No, I don't know. He I don't know. Apparently, just forgot how to use a boat. I don't know.
Oh, it's a human error. It's like a
I think it
driver
was.
error?
I think it was driver error or something, like too fast or something. That's what they said at the start. I didn't really watch the doc. I don't know if there's a documentary yet. I'm sure Netflix will have it soon. But there was definitely like at the start. That's what they said. It was the what do you call a guy who not a
captain.
captain. The captain
Yeah.
came in too hot. The captain came in too hot in the
too
canal. And
But apparently, it's really having an effect on global trade or whatever. Or
Yeah.
shipping.
Well, yeah, I mean, I you know me, I like to dabble in I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm a don't bullshit me type of guy. And it does seem kind of odd, don't you think, when the global superpowers are all arguing with each other that now a ship is blocking the canal that all these people need to use to ship their stuff out of their countries and keep it going? I don't know. It seems very odd that all of a sudden
it's in Mexico, right?
It's in
like so.
Egypt.
The Suez Canal is in
It's
Egypt.
in Egypt, yeah. But I was reading a little bit about it, and apparently the ship is coming from China. It's a Japanese ship. Oh no, was it going from China or Taiwan or something? It's a Japanese ship, and the Suez Canal, I think, is run by the British. This is my conspiracy theory. The British and the French, I think it is. And they're allies. So it seems like the allies of the Western world are putting a fucking clog in the shipping of the Chinese world of getting their stuff out. That's what I think. I mean, who am I to say anything? I don't know. But it seems very odd that all of a sudden, when all the superpowers are butting heads, that,
Bickering, yeah.
that all of a sudden the captor came in too hot in the Suez Canal.
I heard that China just recently is putting sanctions on individual Canadians and Americans, like on people.
Yeah.
They didn't say what the sanctions are. I don't know what they could be. Like
Well-
no fortunes in your cookies, or I don't know what the fuck kind of sanctions you can put on an individual.
They froze their assets. I imagine that's what China's doing as well. But that's what the European, Canada, U.S., all the allies of the Western world came together and they froze. I think it was 4 or there's a certain number of like top level Chinese businessmen who have.
Yeah, but they would have to have assets in those
They
countries.
do have assets
right?
in Canada. I think it was. They froze.
Well, there was one of our MPs that's on the like World Trade Commission or something like that. I'm sure. Why would he have fucking assets in China?
Well, buddy, they're
Chinese people are trying to get their assets out of China. Why would
Well,
Canadians start holding assets in China?
businesses. They have businesses there, in that. I imagine that's probably what it is.
I guess.
Yeah,
I guess.
a lot of those politicians and the finance ministers and all that, they've got a ton of money. I mean, look at our last guy was what's his name?
Paul Martin?
No, just now, he quit just before. Oh man, what's his name?
Harper? Stephen Harper?
No, the finance minister, Paul Bill Marno. Bill
Oh.
Morneau had his wife owned. First of all, he's already wealthy as it is, and he's got a ton of, he's got it's I don't know, sat on boards of different companies. But his wife is the heiress of the McCain Fries, the McCain company.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
they've got a ton of. Usually, these finance ministers and that have some level of knowledge of gigantic
Corporate.
amounts of money.
Yeah.
And how they, move money around the world and stuff like that, and businesses, and so I imagine.
And I know. I think former Prime Minister Paul Martin was in the shipping business.
for sure. I imagine, yeah. I
Maybe
wouldn't doubt
he's fucking got his toe in the Suez Canal
the
right
Suez
now. This
Canal.
fucking guy.
Paul Martin came in hot.
Came in hot with his Japanese buddy.
Man, I love it. I think at first everything used to kind of get me more stressed out, and now I'm kind of watching it all going, of course. Of course this is all happening right now. I mean, what else could be the reason for all of this? It's just wild to see what we're going through. It's kind of scary, I think, if you think about it really deep down, but if you like that was the thing too, is everybody on Twitter was just making fun of it, that the boat was stuck in the Suez Canal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the weirdest time in history where like we're on the brink of possibly a world war between two superpowers and a huge pandemic that we've never seen in our lifetime. And everybody's just cracking jokes about how the world could crumble.
That's one of the things that worries me about all this is like before the pandemic, at least, our elders would go and sit down at the fucking Tim Horton or the cafe and discuss these world things, and there would be a trickle off of information that way. Now all we're getting is fucking 180 character jokes about fucking world travesty.
Yeah.
We need old people to be discussing things.
Yeah.
Even if they're not men of action, as long as they're discussing it, I feel like the world will stay on top of it. See, like the newspaper reporter will be ordering his fucking latte, overhearing these old people discussing something that's meaningful, and he'll write a story about it. Otherwise, it's just fucking what company's coming out with a new decorative mask.
Good point. Very good point. Yeah, it's true. We're not getting together and like congregating, so I guess people don't. I mean,
discussing shit.
And humans are more powerful when we're together more than anything else, and that's how politics, that's what the whole reasoning behind democracy is. Like, it's what people are wanting. And it feels like now with the pandemic, it's like we look to Twitter to see what people want or do, and that's totally not real.
And I'm guilty. I'm as guilty as anybody.
That's not real. Fucking, like, do you think anyone gives a shit?
Like, you think I thought the Suez Canal was in Mexico.
Sounds Mexican, so not a bad assumption, I would say. The province of Quebec put out their budget this week. Yeah, doing great. I saw your tweet.
It just reminded me, like, as much as I've been even on this very podcast said, you know what, I wasn't a fan of Legault, but I think he's been handling this okay. Maybe it's time and maybe it's lack of progress, but now I'm just like, who are these fucking people? Just they make these random, like, how does a province like Quebec in the budget are going for a $22 billion deficit? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I guess
someone is fucking Abdul is doing the podcast this week out of Beirut, apparently.
Why am I? You're coming in clear, man. You're perfect. I'm clear.
It sounded like somebody was jackhammering under your chair.
Oh no, that wasn't. The neighbor is doing some construction work, but it's not making noise now. Did it really? Was it really a big loud?
I heard it. It may not come through on your mic.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Anyway, but yeah, to announce a budget that have a $22 billion deficit for a province.
Yeah,
$22 billion. We're only 8 million people.
Yeah,
that's like $400 per person over budget.
Derek, I got to tell you, I don't know how any of this makes sense. I don't get any of it. I don't know what we're doing. It's like we're just gonna wipe out the debt at the end of it, and we're going to start over.
That's how they're spending. That seems to be how the Western world is spending. Like, they're going to fucking just get to a certain point where it's not worth trying to pay back. It's let's try to assassinate the president of this bank instead.
Well, I mean, hey, it makes a good point, like you're saying. I mean, they're fighting with China and China holds a lot of the world's debt, I think. But I could be wrong, because I think I saw something about China owes a lot, is also in debt. China's also
of course, every government owes, but it just happens that China holds a lot of our debt, and it's something like 28% of America.
Really?
Saudi Arabia, which is a small fucking country, Saudi Arabia holds somewhere that we can track over 30% of America's debt.
Wow,
it's
yeah.
probably more than that,
Dude.
through the LLCs and the fucking, you know what I mean? But that's a lot. Like Saudi Arabia, that's why America let Saudi Arabia get away with just fucking murdering people in front of witnesses and be like, the prince didn't mean it. He was,
Dude,
he was
they're
just
like
play fighting.
They hang out in LA all the time. The whole royal family's in LA like all the time. And then you see them on the news and they're like, America is fighting against Saudi Arabia. How dare the prince or whatever. And then you're like, they're on Sunset. They're in Beverly Hills right now. They're hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking?
Drinking Cristal and fucking prostitutes.
Yeah, you're
just like Muhammad would have had them do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're super religious, by the way. It's all dumb.
They talk super religious, but they don't behave that way.
No, it's all bullshit, dude. They party. They go there. They go to America. They party. They make have a great time, spend a ton of money, and then in the news, we're watching the news, and they're like, Saudi Arabia is doing horrible things. You're like, but you're letting them party in your country, so it doesn't mean anything.
They come to America to party, and then they go home, and we'll put a woman in jail for fucking 6 months for showing a hair or something.
Yep. Yeah,
they still don't let them drive. Remember, they tried to let them drive, and that the first woman to get her license just drove through a fucking market or something like that.
Is that what happened? No, that's
like that wasn't rigged. You give the first driver's license to a blind chick with Tourette syndrome. Why would you do that?
That was just so they can charge women a lot more for the insurance policies after. They've done the opposite of what we have here. The men have to pay more in Canada.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's everywhere else in Canada. Or that's a good. I only know that in Quebec.
I think
I think so. Across Canada,
the disproportion has closed since we were young.
Yeah, but I'm sure they still charge.
It's nominal now. It's like 2% or something.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
But back to the government thing, so this budget didn't make sense to me. These amounts of debt that we're in a pandemic, fine. So you're, I guess, taking in less tax money and doling out more bailout. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's to the point now where I'm always like, why do we give these people so much power? Like, okay, so Ottawa, I don't know if you heard, fell into the red zone.
Yeah, I
last
saw
week.
something. Yeah, I saw Howard from Yucks write something about that, but it's just
so they went from orange to red.
Okay.
And so in my mind, so we're living in Quebec, which we're in the red zone Quebecois version.
Yeah.
So you think red zone, I'm like, oh shit, so my weekend's going to be canceled. No, red zone in Ontario doesn't even mean everything's shut down. It just gets more stupid. So so in orange zone, it's still social distancing, but you could sit at tables. Like if you show up there with people, you can sit at the same table. Now, because it's red zone, you have to live in the same household as somebody to sit at the same table, which... Like, are you not even thinking about what you're doing? Yeah. Like, people are losing their shit. If people are going to a restaurant with other people or to a comedy club with other people, it's because they're getting fucking... They need to be around people.
Yeah.
But no, you show up there, hi, I live alone, and I'm going to kill myself if I don't hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. Welcome here. Go sit in that corner by yourself, 6 feet away from everybody, while your friends, who happen to be a family of 6, will just enjoy themselves. Look at them. They're sharing nachos. You get no fucking nachos. No nachos for you, you prick. Just watch them. And by the way, we've decided you're the designated driver. You're going to drive these happy party people home.
Yeah.
No drinks for you either. Just sit there by yourself and fucking laugh. It's
all wrong.
Arbitrary.
It's all wrong.
Civil servants making up these fucking measures and rules.
Well,
meanwhile, let's have a fucking powwow at Costco. See, it don't make
forget
any
the powwow at Costco.
sense.
The politicians getting together for that Memorial Day that they've already set in stone for COVID Remembrance Day or whatever it is. They all get together and they're dropping flowers, and it's like, what the fuck you guys doing? We can't get together with anyone. You guys are all getting together in a fucking church. Then you're coming out and you're dropping flowers down and pretending like you're honoring the victims. You didn't close the borders. You didn't stop the nurses and doctors from having to travel from old folks home to old folks home, and they just spread the virus. You guys did all of this damage, and then you're gathering together and you're trying to act like you did something. That's the way they
You
had.
know what frees them of the guilt? Flowers.
The flowers.
Flowers means
We
flowers
commemorated
is our way
a
of saying,
day.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
Oopsie. Sorry.
They put a flower.
Just like
Whoops.
a shitty husband.
Yeah.
Our government is just like a shitty husband. You cheat on your wife and beat her, and then here's some flowers.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah. God. It's just like, I don't know what we're doing anymore. And it seems like I'm not saying to stop what we're doing to stop the pandemic, but we also have to like look at what everyone else is going. Like they keep the kids, like thinking about kids and that. And I get it. It sucks for kids. It sucks for everybody. But like at one point, do they decide like, let's open something that's fun for the adults? You know what I mean? Like, can we go to a concert or a bar or see a comedy show, or could we do something? I mean, you're opening the schools. You know, you're getting everybody together in every other aspect, except, you know, like even the fact that you can't gather with other people outdoors, like outside your house, unless you're in a park. Like what? Why? You're outside in your driveway or your backyard, or like what's wrong
with the curfew thing? Like a curfew like this, it's been months now. Months with a curfew.
The curfew's getting, it's a little bit too long. I just hated. I mean, again, this is a thing that had to have been done because the morons who wouldn't stop partying. That's it. It's like, I get it's one thing. It's crazy because we had two extremes. We just had like either people were not doing anything, and which is what you're supposed to be doing to stop the spread, and
their mental health is suffering.
Yeah, and your mental health is suffering, and then you had everybody just doing whatever the hell they wanted to do. And then those people just kept infecting and getting everything, the numbers driving crazy, and everyone else just sitting at home going like, yo, you said 30 days. What's this, another month? Oh, what? Another 5 months? Another 6? Like, when? You know? So it is getting a little bit out of hand, I think. And I don't know what they're going to do to fix this. And now we got more numbers on the rise.
Yeah, 2.7% increase with the new variant
numbers
or whatever.
Coming in hot.
It's and for me, it's the arbitrary nature of some of the measures that they've met about it, and they've been like, oh, this industry, we have to make concessions and open this one up a little bit, but this one, no. And they're not looking at the collective, like restaurants in Quebec.
The adults have
like,
fun. I'm just
how many won't reopen though? Like, there's thousands of small businesses, which are restaurants, that were, even they have one grease fire that closes the place for a week. That might be the end of them. You know what I mean? They need to constantly be bringing in revenue. Now you've taken that away from them for almost a year.
Yeah, I'd like to really,
man.
I'd like to really get an understanding of that from someone, just because I know, like, I spoke to I think I talked about this last time. I spoke to a guy that has a small restaurant here I go to, Great Shawarma Place in Marché de l'Ouest, and the guy was telling me that apparently he was saying that they're thankful the government's helping them, because he goes, if it wasn't for the government, we'd be done already, because at least they're giving them money to help pay the rent and all that stuff. I think it's the people that own restaurants. And that's what I'd like to know. Like, is it the people that own restaurants and were like living really beyond their means and trying to like push things through the restaurant and, keep their quality of life really high while, running the money through the restaurant? Like, is that the people that are having a hard, like, is it because you spent a lot of money, like your personal self can't survive, or is it your business?
Right.
That's what I want to, because I feel like from what he was telling me, is the government's doing a really good job helping businesses stay alive by paying the rent and whatever, subsidizing all that stuff. So I feel like they are. I think it's just in the other end, it's the owners that were paying themselves from the restaurants and stuff. Now they're kind of like, oh shit, I can't take out as much money as I used to take from my business.
Yeah.
And now I got to give up all the stuff that I own. So I think, but again, that's the type of stuff you shouldn't be doing anyways.
I understand they had to act fast too. They had to move fast. So they've got these programs like that. There's a loan, a $50,000 loan.
Yeah.
And you can borrow $60,000 and you only have to pay back $40,000 or something.
Or was it 30?
60,
I think it was,
you only have to pay.
Yeah, it was like you get 10 to keep if you pay it back right away.
It was $40,000, but you only have to pay back $30,000.
Yeah, something like
there was
that.
businesses that didn't need that.
Yeah, that
took like businesses that was already running out of your house, but you're incorporated. Like you, for instance, before you dissolved the corporation and moved to the U.S.
Yeah.
You could have applied for this $40,000 loan, kept 30 in the bank, used 10 to fucking
little scammy.
diamond stud the bumper of your truck, and then when the loan is due, you just give them back the 30,000, and it was free 10,000.
Yeah, I guess
people in business
that
would be stupid to not take advantage of that. It's a 25% return on a loan. Like who wouldn't invest? Like 25% return on an investment is a dream come true. This is a loan that you're getting a 25% return. It's like,
I think
so there was people taking it that didn't need it, but I don't blame them. It's there. It's available.
I kind of blame them.
It's not very patriotic, but I mean,
you should have done that. I don't think that's a fair thing to do. But I mean, I know what you're saying. If you're a business person and you are thinking business wise, yes, it makes sense. But morally, it's not a.
Morally, yeah, but I mean, when we're talking about a free 10 grand, a lot of people's morals get smooshed.
Well, business, yeah. Yeah, I think it's working, but I think it's the people that were living beyond the means it's going to be tough because you got to figure out how to fucking shuffle around all your cards through this whole thing. I think that's where it gets a little bit complicated. But otherwise, I think they did a pretty good job at helping out. And I mean, the economy is still, again, man, things are, I don't know. I mean, the fucking real estate's on fire. Like, what's going to happen with, is it going to stay, I guess, because people are kind of doing well? Like, if you think about it, you're not driving. If you do have your job, you're lucky because you're not, you're working from home now. You don't have to drive as much. You don't have to sit in traffic. But then is there the opposite, like where now you're probably working more than you used to work because now you're at home and like your boss probably sending you shit after hours,
7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's like I don't like this lifestyle, man. I don't think that it's a healthy. It's pushing people too much. The people that are still working, I feel a lot of them are getting pushed too far, too fast, and then you have no outlet. You used to have an outlet, like at the end of the fucking work week, you go out and hang out with your friends, blow drinks, some steam. Yeah, you'd have an outlet. There's no outlet. How long do you want everybody to just build up this? Like constant work, figure out how I got to change my life to adapt to this new way. And then where do you get to blow the steam? Like, where do you get to like decompress afterwards? There's no place to do that. You can't, you got to be in your house. I don't know. I don't like to see what is going to happen in another year.
Well, I don't know if you saw the provincial government of Quebec said that everybody who wants to be vaccinated will be vaccinated by June 24th.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, June 24th, June 24th. That date sounds familiar to me. What? Wait a second, that's Saint Jean Baptiste. Are you serious?
Bullshit.
That's the date you chose for us to be free?
It's like, I wish we can just. Politicians need to stop. Like we know you're bullshit now. Like it's over. Like stop it. We get it. You're just trying to do it on July 24th so you can have a good feel. I think Trudeau did that too. Didn't he do something about July 1st last year? Wasn't it like, we're going to quarantine and stay locked down until June 30th or whatever? Like July 1st was going to be the reopening kind of thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I feel like he did that too. There was a big thing like we were still locked down and he was like, don't worry, we'll be out by July 1st. Like it's like a real like, hey, he's a real patriot. He's going to get us through this. And I think someone in the States they did that too, or whatever. They said the new Independence Day will be the day they are all vaccinated.
Yeah.
We're all going back to that bullshit of like patriotic stuff, trying to get people to like fall on that whole like, we're the government, we're doing good for you. I don't know. I like a country. I don't like the governments. That's the thing. I think with people now, it's like with, everything that's, especially a lot of the Asian hate that I don't want to get down on it, but I mean, what's going on with that is don't hate people. This isn't a thing with people. Things happen with governments.
Right.
Americans, people hate Americans. People hate Muslims because of what's going on in the oil countries. It's like, don't hate the people. Everybody, like, people are okay, man. It's governments you got to be wary of.
This ill-placed fucking Asian racism has been in the last few weeks. It's just, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
right? Blaming just your random Asian guy for fucking COVID.
Oh,
Get the
dude,
fuck
that's
out
what it was.
How stupid do you have to be?
That's what it was with like 9/11, man. It was for years, for decades, man.
Yeah,
dude, since the 80s.
I know. I talked about it this week I did an interview for CBC that I think you heard yesterday, but it reminded me of, I don't know if you remember the day after 9/11 or 2 days after 9/11.
Yeah,
there was this Sikh family that were just filling up with gas in Texas.
Yeah, there was something.
And the guy got attacked and killed.
Yeah.
Because first, like, it's one thing to be racist, ignorant enough to be racist like that, where you hate a whole group of people,
Yeah.
but then to not even fucking do your research to make sure you're attacking the right group. You know what I mean?
Like how
Sikh
that's
isn't
your
fucking
issue with
Muslim.
it.
It's not even
Listen,
close.
If you're going to be racist and you're going to attack people out of racism, just
could you hate?
please do it to the right people.
Yeah, fuck. Is that too much to ask?
Is it too much to
ask?
Hey, you fucking racist! Can you not do it properly at least? Is that too much?
No, because
to ask?
it's become a Asian. It's an Asian thing.
Yeah.
You and I think are worldly enough to know that Asia. First of all, Asia
gigantic,
is
yeah.
a third of the population of the planet. Second of all, fucking, there's parts of Russia and those places that are in Asia, of the area.
Yeah.
And Japanese people are not the same as they fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
They hate as much as you think you hate Chinese people or China because of they created the COVID. Fucking Japanese people hate them for 7,000 years worth of shit more.
Yeah,
see?
all-
And China
everyone's
hates
fighting.
Japan because Japan tried to kill all the Chinese people in the fucking 40s. So or Vietnam or Filipinos. How are you really fucking attacking a Filipino dude because you think he's Chinese?
Yeah.
It'd be like saying I'm attacking a guy from Seattle because I hate fucking, or not even like from Florida because I hate the Yankees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Florida's
yeah.
not quite the South, but it's certainly not
Yeah.
fucking. Anyway,
I know. It's just a weird. Everyone is going through.
So,
and then I guess
any
this-
hatred of any group is just so stupid
Yeah.
to me. So stupid, except for the police, of course. You could just hate all of them. No, I'm kidding. Actually, Jamie had a good story. Jamie
Oh, yeah?
let time get away from her, whatever, and she was crossing the Champlain Bridge at like fucking 10 to 10
Okay.
this week. And her and her friends had smoked a lot of weed. Probably they got pulled over by the police after curfew. They could have been arrested and fined or whatever, but they just said, "Guys, come on, get home, get out of
Yeah.
here," and they let them go.
Yeah, that's good.
There was 4 of them. All 4 of them live in different households. They could have been pinched. They could have got like 3 different tickets.
Yeah, I think the
one
cops are
shot.
getting a little fed up with having to like babysit for politicians that are doing a horrible job. I think that's what it really
Mm-hmm.
is. I mean, the politicians are not doing a good. Dude, you gotta fucking stop with
Curfew's too much. Curfew is a 2-week measure.
It's
remember
crazy, yeah.
martial law when Pierre Trudeau called martial law in the 70s. That's a 2 or 3 day thing, Curfew is a 2 or 3 week thing before people start to be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
What-
I mean, at this point, I don't even see it because I'm like, nothing is open. There's no reason to even be out anymore after.
That's it. Me too. I'm like,
I don't
every
even
day I'm like,
realize it, dude.
you're fucking lucky I don't feel like going anywhere because I
Right.
would fucking go.
Yeah.
But I had nowhere to go.
That's it. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go. Everything's closed. So why even out of the house? But it does suck that it's like you can't just go out of the house. Like
Yeah.
I'd love to just, man, remember that, dude.
Yeah,
We
I'm
stayed up
always
till
like, you're lucky I'm so fucking lazy because I would totally go somewhere right now, but I'm kind of already in my pajamas. So fuck it.
we stayed up till midnight last night, and we both looked at each other and like, it's midnight. Like, what happened? How did we stay up so late? Like, I think it's the first time I stayed up past midnight in probably like at least 7-8 months.
No kidding.
Yeah,
eh?
dude, I don't stay up late. What's the
I
reason?
stay up late all the time. Recent, I stayed up till like 2 watching The Rock. Remember the Sean Connery?
Oh, The Rock, the movie The Rock. Yeah, that's a great.
what?
I love that
What's his
movie.
name?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
I've seen
yeah,
that like
yeah,
100 times. I love that movie.
That's great. That's a great
He's
movie.
good, man. That guy doesn't get enough.
There's so many people in that. Like, it's basically every character actor in Hollywood is in that movie. It's
Who else
crazy.
is in it? There's someone else that's in.
So remember the guy in Platoon? That's one of the sergeants that's always sucking up to Tom Berenger.
No.
Hey, guy, hey, it's fast talking guy. He's in it.
Okay.
One of the rappers is in it. I think maybe Ludacris or one of those guys. There's remember Reese, the original Terminator, who ends up being the father of John Connor, is the time traveler that comes back to protect Sarah Connor.
No, man, I do.
You don't remember the first
Dude,
Terminator?
honestly, I was young when those came. When I saw them, I was probably like 10. I don't remember Terminator very much. I just remembered like the last scene. I remember the chasing the car. I remember the hand going into the lava or whatever it was.
Is that the first one?
I think-
Yeah. Oh, the molten metal. Yeah.
Like,
Anyway, the star of the first Terminator, he was in it.
Okay.
Ed Harris is the king villain.
Oh, the guy
But his
that's-
right hand man is a
what you're
guy
talking
too that
about.
we would know. we would know him.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now. Yeah, he is in it. And I feel like there's another. Is there not a black dude in that?
There's two that are in everything.
Okay,
like
you said
they're-
there's
yeah,
a
they're-
rapper or
they're-
something. Or I'm thinking of the
Yeah.
one with Sean Connery and Chris Rock. What was that one too? That was a good one. Is it Sean Connery?
and
Yeah.
Chris Rock.
Yeah, Chris Rock's like got
Is
a
it a
twin
comedy?
brother or something. And I think it's Sean Connery in it. Man, I can't remember the name of that movie now. That was a good.
He's cool. Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Sean Connery's a cool dude.
He's definitely cool, man. Yeah, those are the
Yeah.
movies are not like I don't find movies as interesting as I. You know, what do you think? Like, do you find you still have the same interest? Like, do you find like old movies just have there's something about them that like you can
Some of the watching them with my kids, right?
I can relax watching them.
Where we were so blown away by the effects or
Yeah.
the pyrotechnics in some things.
Okay.
Watching with them, they're like, "Oh God, what is that? Fucking look at that fucking petard that you bought at the fucking native reserve in the fireworks liquidation."
Dude, I love those fireworks.
This one was good.
Have you?
This one didn't have CGI, but they had rockets and they clearly were launching rockets. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
It was-
no, it's a good
There was
movie.
some cheesy like, why wouldn't you just shoot this or why would you do that?
Yeah.
And so then why would you stand at the tip of a rocket for as long as you did, giving the guy a chance to launch the rocket right at your chest? See?
Yeah, there's.
And that was the black guy you're talking about, the black character actor who's in so
I
many
know,
millions of things.
yeah.
He gets fired out the window on
That's
the rocket.
when you just said the rocket. I'm like, okay, yes, I remember one of the
Yeah.
black dudes in it. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's a great. It's definitely.
There's
a really
that
good
guy
movie.
too that's got the fucking. He's always plays a slimy guy, like he could have played, and I think he may have been. You know, remember when the Back to the Future star, the weird Marty McFly, the dad,
The doctor
Mar-
or the dad.
Michael J. Fox's dad,
Okay.
Crispin Glover. Remember, he didn't do part 2 and part 3, but they CGI'd his face onto another guy's face. I think it's the guy that they got to play him. He looks a lot like Crispin Glover,
Okay.
really weaselly and a wide mouth. Anyway, you've seen him in a million things. He always plays a creep. He's in it. Just a real, and there's a Latino-looking guy who in this movie has a man bun, but you've seen him in a million different
Yeah.
things. He's like your token Latino guy.
Yeah.
He's been that guy for a million things.
Yeah. There's.
Anyway, I liked it. It kept me engaged.
It's a
It had
good
been
one.
long enough since I'd seen it to watch it. Yeah.
That's
Sean Connery ends up having a daughter in it too. She's been in a
Right.
gazillion things as well.
Well, isn't his daughter Liv Tyler or whatever? Is that
No, it wasn't Liv Tyler, but it's similar looking. But
okay?
it's a girl that's been in a bunch of other things. She probably had
And I always thought that was
a
Liv
lead
Tyler.
role in a teen whatever evening, like a Dawson's Creek kind of show.
Right.
At some point, she looks
Right.
familiar, but anyway, I suck at names. It's really
Great
terrible,
movie.
but there was no less than a dozen people in there that you're like, oh my god, I've seen him in a million things. Him too.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You see that now with like a lot of those movies. There's so many actors that I'm like, man, they had a great career. Just like,
Yeah.
you didn't stay, you didn't out of the spotlight. You didn't need any of the attention or the drugs. You just kind of, you did your thing.
Kept
You
getting work,
getting
kept
work.
doing work.
You just did it. You didn't like, you weren't like some hotshot
Yeah.
flaunting your stuff. Just enjoying, just doing your work.
Having worked in film and television, it's measured kind of by days.
Yeah.
So it's a bunch of these actors that get 20, 30 days on a thing.
Yeah.
And you're making about 7, 8 to 20 grand a day.
Yeah.
So, like you do one movie, you work 30 days and you've made your year easily. You're making like 150, 200,000.
Yeah, those days are gone though. I don't know if you're making the same kind of coin, man, like they used to. Even the commercials, man. There's so many guys that like when I got to LA that were like, dude, you need a commercial agent. You're not gonna make like you used to, but man, fucking commercial. Like,
Yeah,
I met a guy
and
that
Netflix.
Yeah.
You introduced me to a guy at the Comedy Store he was like one of the top 4 leads on the Netflix show, and he's like, yeah, no, it's not the same as.
Yeah.
Didn't he tell us he was making like $1,200 a week or something?
Yeah,
And you-
yeah. Nothing, dude.
I was like,
Nothing.
really?
And he's
Holy
a great
shit.
actor. Yeah, he actually acted in the same movie Guido did. Guido Cocomello, good comedian.
The car
from
one there,
Montreal.
the Ferrari versus
yeah,
Ford?
he was another guy. He was, I think, a French. I think he played like a driver from France or something.
Okay.
He played something in that too. But again, the money from those things are not. It doesn't pay, dude. I feel like it's not going to be a viable career anymore. I feel like movies and like actors, we're consuming so much digital content now, and it's so easy to do and cheaper that everyone can do it. So there's so many more things out there that it feels almost like movies and actors, celebrity status is going to be like taken down a big notch. And the only celebrities will be like the YouTube, like the kids, the TikTok stars, the ones that like somehow figured out how to make 1 million views, every single time they post something. And it's not that they have talent; it's the sole purpose of like advertisers need to sell products, so they're going to go after the people who have a huge following. And like,
speaking of that, did you hear about this week? Remember David Dobrik I've talked about?
Yeah. What happened?
My kids, like, he got in huge shit. He's like in the process of being canceled, as my kids say. They're canceling David Dobrik.
Oh wow, really?
Because he has his crew or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember I said I always liked him because he really genuinely looks like he wants to help people.
Yeah.
But he also so it's two sides. He's goes out and just gives shit away and surprises people and clearly gets gets pumped up about blowing somebody's mind with a gift. You know what I mean? But the other side of it is just him hanging with his fucking buddies who are all, they're all just fucking cowboys, drinker, party,
doing stupid shit,
whatever.
Yeah.
So the thing that he's being canceled for is apparently 2 year or 3 year ago in one of the, so they're called the Vlog Squad. I think that's what they're called. The Vlog Squad. Anyway,
I love how you're
one of the
up
guys
on
in there.
this
His name is Dirty Dom.
Okay.
And the premise of the episodes are all 3 minutes and 4 minutes and 20 seconds. 4:20, the weed number there. So the premise of the episode
You're
was
such a dad. The weed number that the kids these days.
whatever that weed number is. Dom. So this guy Dirty Dom, who's part of the Vlog Squad, announces like at the top of the episode, I'm gonna have a threesome tonight. I'm working on a threesome. I've got some chicks coming over. Blah 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 blah. They come over. They're partying. David Dobrik's kind of sneaking in to see where they're at in the threesome, like trying to videotape.
Yeah, you don't want to put that.
Anyway,
on
it turns out one of the girls was too drunk to consent. Consent.
Not good when a white man doesn't know
the word consent. Yeah.
We're just gonna cut.
That word that I never pay any attention to, that I don't really care about.
We're gonna cut that out and put it out of context.
Yeah, please. This week, David Dobrik and Derek Seguin are both in big shit.
What the hell is consent? Okay, so
anyway, she came out 3 years later saying that I was way too drunk to consent, and he was forcing himself on me. And then her friend says, the celebrity, we were all intimidated, we didn't know what to do, so I just went in and kind of tried to save her, and I finished him off for her so that she wouldn't, he would leave her alone. It's so gross. It's so gross sounding.
You took a shot for your friend?
Yeah, that's what she said. So there's two of them, and they were saying
I think there's a Medal of Honor you get for that. There's got to be some sort of a Medal of Honor. I'll take this
she's
shot
the
for
Rosa Parks of date rape, this chick. Anyway, it's all horrible stuff. But why he's in shit is because it's his show, and they're saying that he was totally aware of what was going on, and he was making a joke out of it, and even trying to film some of it. And so he came out, he apologized, and he was crying.
All these things are going to backfire.
Anytime somebody gets too big, they're going to take him down. Especially that his thing was, let's have as much fun as possible. Let's just live our best life. And at the beginning, you know what I mean? At the beginning of it, you're just living your best life. And then almost people start offering you money for doing the things that you just love doing. And then you get to a certain point where he's making millions of dollars. He's got tons of sponsors. Now it's a pressure. And then why he's so sad, if this would have happened to him right out of the gate, probably wouldn't have cared. He was like, yeah, fuck you. I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. I'm sorry that happened to you. I didn't know. I should have known. But that's it. Now he has way more to lose is the thing, why it's so devastating for those people.
Yeah, but man.
And it's a natural course of things, and I don't blame him for it. I mean, I blame him if he did facilitate a date rape on somebody. That's terrible. I don't think he's the type of guy to do that. He was just in the moment having fun. This is what they do. They film stupid things. They're inappropriate, constantly trying to fucking catch a guy with his dick out and, teabagging a guy or blindfold a guy and put a fucking, say, one of those monkeys that fucks everything on you, or that's just their thing.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a good. I get it because, like, man, it's weird because that was a culture. I mean, it still is a culture. It's very prevalent throughout society in certain areas, but like, is it right? No, it's not. It's a crazy. It's a way of life that's like a little bit too much, I think, and it's a. But you know what, man? If you really break it down, the way that these people think, or like that is like, you got to be like a lot of these celebrity, the YouTubers and that, it's like, it's cutthroat. You go to Hollywood, it's cutthroat. It's like even you think the most wholesome character is a fucking, they could be the biggest shark. Like they're out to just try to make it, and they're good.
Yeah, like what they say about Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, and
she seemed like the most kind. People say she's mean. I'm like, what?
Well, you have to be a shark. I mean, when you're in the fucking ocean like that, man, like you're up against some fucking people that'll, dude.
Yeah.
When you first get to LA, like literally everybody tries to crush you immediately. You kind of have to just walk around going, what the fuck is up that guy's ass? But like everyone you meet will be like, oh, you been here for what, 3 months? Good fucking luck. And they just walk away. Like, it's like they literally try to break your spirit. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because
you'd be one more person they have to compete against if you
it's very cutthroat. It's very cutthroat, and it's very like and that's why these celebrities get that, like these these Instagrammers and all that stuff. Man, it's just, you have to have no real heart. You're not really in it for the heart. You're in it because you know what you're doing to make the numbers. Like for the, how many of them post pictures with like inspirational bullshit? And like, what was that? Remember after like the Black Lives Matter protest in LA, and then there was that one picture of like an Instagram girl in front of a store that just got like destroyed, and like her boyfriend or whatever, some dude taking a picture of her ass standing in front of this store that just got destroyed, and then she writes some bullshit, inspirational thing.
My ass looks good against charcoal or whatever, against burning rubble.
Yeah, exactly. Like trying to you're clearly showcasing your ass in this picture up against a building that just got destroyed from people that are extremely frustrated with how black people keep getting murdered in the States.
Yeah.
And it's like, and someone videotaped her getting the picture taken and like posing in front of it, and then they posted online, and everyone just went off on her, like, how insensitive, what the fuck. But if you just look at her post looks like it's kind of meaningful. She went there, she checked it out. Oh my God, I'm just looking. And then, but if you actually see them do it, you're like, oh, what a fucking animal of a human. Like, you're just doing it to get the likes. You're not even fucking give a shit. So it's like,
subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe.
Like, what are we living in, man? And that's what people are attracted to, though. You're like, you're gonna watch it and you're gonna see her and you're gonna be like, oh my God, she's so thoughtful. She went down there to see what happened. Instead.
I don't want to. Again, I don't like to generalize.
I do.
And I know you do. You're a king of the days. They, everybody. There's a fucking everybody's part of a group.
Dude, when you're
I hate it when they do that. But there is definitely a increasing number, an increasing segment of our population that is getting shallower.
Oh my God.
By the second.
The internet is
so short-sighted, so self-involved, so fucking, I'm standing at a Black Lives Matter shrine of struggle and disaster and frustration and anger and violence, and I'm like,
look at that ass.
Don't forget to subscribe. Hashtag BLM, hashtag Britney's cool, hashtag, see, like, fuck, you don't mix those things together, you fucking psycho.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Psycho.
The shallowness is staggering. Some of the shallow actions of, like, Joe Biden, God bless him, falling up the stairs. How did that become the biggest obsession? Not the fact that he's busting his ass trying to undo so much shit. Wow. All these Trumpers are like, look at this fucking guy, can't even walk up the stairs. At least our guy had trouble going down the ramp. That's gravity, baby. Fucking Joe Biden can't even go up the stairs.
Joe Biden can't even fight gravity.
Yeah. Then did you see? We have a video. There's a video of Justin Trudeau fucking falling down some stairs.
Okay.
Before he was prime minister.
Okay.
And I think he did it on purpose, but like he was doing his own stunt. That's how That's how shitty Canadian television is. The future prime minister of our country had to fucking chuck himself down a flight of stairs.
And he didn't even get a stunt credit, by the way. Didn't even get paid for that.
Yeah. Didn't even get hurt. It was a fucking interview on like fucking YTV or something.
Oh, okay.
He
Oh,
fucking chucks himself down some basement stairs. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's I mean, you're from a generation before me. How do you feel of like, do you feel like, I mean, I witnessed it like you witnessed it. I grew up in the generation that just kind of got phased into the internet and then technology like pagers and cell phones. But you saw it like, I was there just before it was there. You saw like enough of it without it. Do you find like do you find like it's changed a lot since the internet or technology, like people's behaviors and the way that people are?
There's that and the mass consumerism, but I mean, it's happened so gradually over the course of my life.
Yeah.
That I'm looking around. I'm in my garage right now, which happens to be a place where when my family gets sick of seeing something in the house, they just come and put it on my desk. So I'm sitting in my garage, but I look around.
Yeah.
Like my dad had a lot of junk in the garage, that my mother would call it, but it was all. The junk was even better. Like my dad had
tools?
3 sets of headers because my dad owned a performance shop, a car auto performance shop. So he had like 3 set of sports headers that would fit on probably like a 75 Camaro or Z28 or Trans Am or whatever. Very specific thing, but it's not something my mom wanted it out. But my dad's like, fuck, these things are worth $1,200.
Yeah.
Where do I sell it now? I don't have a store anymore, but. Now I look around my garage, I have so many fucking bebel things that I've bought, and other people are more prone to throwing things out. I'm getting better at it just because I'm overwhelmed. I have so much. I have just in my eyesight shot right now. I have at least 100 items that I paid between $5 and $20 for.
Wow.
Just because. And how do you not buy shit like that?
I don't. I don't. But you're a Babelian. You like the Babels, fuck.
But because we have them. That was something when I was a kid, we didn't have it. And so much so, there was so few bebel that even affordable things like an eraser or a glue stick.
Yeah.
See? My kids will lose 50 rulers in the course of one semester of school. When I was a kid, everything that was purchasable was to be cherished and treated like we're on a limited budget or whatever. It's like everyone's making more money today because we consume so much. I never lacked for anything when I was a kid, but don't come to me in 2 weeks after I buy you a pair of shoes and tell me, oh, fuck you broke the shoe or you don't like them anymore or whatever. No, you've got 1 pair of shoes per 3 month or whatever. And I don't know. Now it's just buy. Every time we go to the store, I'm going for milk and eggs and I come back and it was $300. What the fuck? Why do I have a canoe? I don't know.
You know what I mean? I get it. Yeah, it is. You're right. The consumerism's a huge thing. I've noticed that like lately it's been out of fucking, like I guess it might have happened in the 70s or 80s. Like whenever they started the fucking TV ads, like people buy shit off the TV.
Yeah,
like I feel like that probably had a boom. That sparked a boom back in the day, and then it tapered off because people were like, "Oh, these are all just garbage." But then it somehow again it took off. Like I guess dollar stores really started it, right? Like once the dollar store
importing
hit,
mass.
Yeah, it
when
was
they
just,
hit transport became cheaper and viable and volume and
now we have
industry.
Like Amazon, which is basically the online dollar store where like you can buy anything for so much cheaper and gets right to your door, and it's so easy to get. You don't have to leave the house. It's like everybody just buys nonstop, man. You're right. It is a fucking. But how long? Like, is this sustainable? Are we gonna?
I don't know. And Reese was watching a documentary yesterday about the sea. I forget what it was called now. It was clever. It had the word sea in it, but also catastrophes, catastrophe or something like that. I don't know. Just all the terrible things we're doing with the fisheries and everything.
Yeah.
It was very well done. It was, sometimes even though activist is too strong a word, but I believe in supporting and helping and bettering humanity. Watching this, I'm like, oh fuck, that is so intimidating. So these people, these activists, and that get on board on these plights that are so difficult that, they were saying they have fishery supervisors in various countries to monitor the fisheries of those countries, whatever.
Yeah.
Some country, there was one country, I think it was Thailand, 18 fishery supervisors were fucking murdered. Like they go out with the fishing boats,
Wow.
whatever,
Yeah.
to make sure that they're fishing the right area and not killing the wrong species
Yeah.
and, like catching dolphins by mistake and all that stuff. 18 of them in 1 year were fucking lost at sea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had some weather. None of the fishermen got washed overboard, but fucking 18 of these supervisors in a row just somehow fucking,
Yeah.
they really stand in the wrong place, these cats. It's because the industry, yeah, it's shocking the things that were happening. And then
I don't know why they all keep
guy
leaning on the
he's
railing.
even the activist.
Yeah.
He's even the activist against single-use plastics and all that. And the straws, he's like, how the fuck? Like, he's an activist, and he's saying, how the fuck did plastic straws become the thing that everybody obsess over?
Right.
It's because no one gives a fuck about the plastic straw industry.
Right.
But when you break it down, plastic straws account for, I think he said something like 0.00008% of damage being done in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's these fucking single-use plastics. Like, when they send like a skid of something, they'll shrink
yeah.
wrap the whole skid.
Yeah.
And then at the port, they'll just cut it off the skid and fucking throw it in the ocean.
Oh my God. Yeah.
These are the problem things.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so there's a company that's in charge of the little stamps that you'll have on a can of tuna or any kind of fish product that says this was humanely or
that's all bullshit.
sustainable fishing. He's like, 80% of their revenue come from selling their little checkmark stamp
it's
thing
a register,
to companies
right.
that wrap
It's
like
all
for
a fucking
emballage
racket, dude.
packaging.
Yeah.
So like they have no interest and they don't check.
Yeah.
They're like, how many stickers do you want this year?
Yeah.
Okay, 5 million. There you go.
Oh my God.
So it's the most corrupt thing, and this is just one facet. The fishing industry is just one facet of the global economy, but it shows every time there's going to be big money available, people do not give a fuck.
Yeah.
That guy that is pushing, say, petroleum product or fossil fuel, he's making billions of dollars, even though that if we let it continue, his grandchildren will be, like choking emphysema at birth or whatever.
We don't give a
In
shit.
their mind, they're probably like, are you kidding me? I'm so fucking rich.
Yeah.
My grandkids will be able to buy bottled air.
Yeah.
We're good. We're taken care of.
Yeah.
They're so egoist. That's the thing. It's greed mixed with a fucking narcissism that they don't see beyond their, their mansions and their,
Well, they don't give a shit. They build their
Yeah.
empire around themselves, and that's what they want to keep as the prize. And everything else that has to get destroyed to keep their empire, so be it.
Yeah.
That's what they.
That's the frightening part. There's different
Yeah.
degrees of ignorance, and there's some that are fully aware. Like this guy, some guys know I'm going to continue with this particular business practice, even though I know it is directly resulting in whatever 700 deaths.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to
dude, did you
continue
s-
anyway.
What was the? I don't even know if we talked about this last time, but I know that that's what's happening also in. Was it Malaysia? I think they were doing that. Like plastic recycling is almost non-existent. They don't recycle it. It's all bullshit. You put it in the recycling bin, they just throw it in the garbage. It doesn't get recycled.
Oh man,
And
that's
then
terrible.
they were selling the plastic because it's not profitable to recycle it. So then there was Chinese businessmen who would go to Malaysia and they would rent these giant hangars
whatever,
areas,
warehouses.
and then they would take in the plastic and just store it on the land, collect the money that you would get from selling them your plastic. You give it, you have to sell it to somebody because you got to get it off your land. So they sell it to these people. They put it in this giant lot in Malaysia, and then the owner of the land or the leasee of the land just leaves. And they collected all the money, and now there's just a bunch of plastic sitting, and now somebody else has to figure out how to get rid of this. So it's like, and these,
So dirty,
yeah, you
eh?
know
Fuck,
what you're
so
doing,
dirty.
but yeah, that's people are just taking advantage and destroying the shit out of this planet. Like I feel like the planet's gotten so much more destroyed since I was a kid. I can't even imagine what it was like when you were a kid, and then like, what's it going to be like for like your kids when they're older? Like, how much more destroyed is it going to be? it seems like it's just, it's not going to be sustainable, and all hell breaks loose. Everybody lock your
And
doors.
like, I'm very much, like I said, I can't say activist, but I try to be mindful of these things, but it's so, like I said, there were so many facets just in this sea, the ocean documentary.
It's too intricate.
Oh my God, I do tons of things wrong.
Yeah.
Like I'm buying those cans of tuna. Oh, okay, like I won't buy the compliments one because who knows where that fish is coming from. I'm buying this one with the sustainable, humane fishing practice, and apparently it's bullshit. Like I'm doing my little parts only to find out that it doesn't mean fuck all. Like I have an iPhone. I shouldn't have an iPhone, right? There might have been a 7-year-old kid that lost his fingers making this iPhone. It's tough to be a good person.
It is tough to be. That's a good point. It's very tough to be a good person because of how much bad is being done in the world.
Yeah.
Which is why you just gotta fucking laugh and stop giving a shit. And that's why it drives me crazy when people are like, I'm offended about what you said. You're like, there's dolphins in your tuna, asshole.
Yeah, that's right. And just looking at you, I'm seeing like 16 fucking human rights violations. Shut the fuck up, you bitch.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up.
Because I did a joke about fucking, whatever, periods. You're offended.
Yeah, it's crazy. What a world. Anyways. All right, buddy. Well, look, man.
Been good.
We did good.
I think so.
Anything coming up? Are we promoting, or are we just...
Well, let me tempt your tummy with the taste of maybe getting back and performing. Abdul, everyone will be happy to know, is actually going to open for me in an online show next week. It's very exciting. It hasn't been canceled yet, so he can't get out of it. But at the end of April, even with the change in color of zone, I still have a little tour happening in Northern Ontario. Nice. I know how much you love long road trips with me while I nap. I'm inviting you officially in front of all of our fans and friends.
No, that's not going to happen.
Would you like to come and open? It's happening.
Not for me. When is it?
No. April 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that.
You have no idea if you have things those days. You don't even know what days of the week that is.
I don't know about that. It sounds like I might have
playing
a
for live people.
To go to.
It'll be playing for real live people.
Cool, man. So you're
Anyway.
and that's it. That's the shows. You've got that one. I'm doing the Zoom show.
I'm doing Yuck Yucks next
You're
week
doing
or
Yuck
2
Yucks.
weeks from now.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
With the sad, if you live alone, you have to sit by yourself here. But that's what we're doing.
Very cool, man. I've got postcards that I made they're very Montreal centric. Do I have one from the Montreal? Anyways, nice. I've got them on my website, abdulbutt.com. Funny things, West Island. Wish you were here, Derek. Wish you were here.
Oh, nice. Good one. Good one.
Stupid shit on my website as always. That's it, man. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for following along. Derek, you got something?
Plugging merch too. I've got a bunch of these Panderic t-shirts.
There you go.
That need to be sold before June 24th when the COVID is cured. So they will be irrelevant come June 24th. So check out my website. I might put out a coupon code. I'll find out with my web person if I can put out a coupon code. Check out my.
All right.
I'll post it if there's a discount.
All right.
All right.
DerekSege.com.
Have a great week, everybody.
AbdulButt.com. Thank you, Derek.
Be nice. Be nice to each other. Abdul, be nice to yourself.
Fuck
Love
you.
yourself, buddy.
Get off of me. How dare you? All right, later, buddy.
Good attitude.